And it's Tuesday, again, 13th day of NaNoWriMo. Just finished my morning sprint, such as it was. 657 words, fair bit of world building, so it was okay. The more interesting thing was the slight panic attack when I did my word count check and it looked like I had lost about 1,000 words. In fact, it looked like I had less words than I started with yesterday. And yet, when I looked at the stuff I had written yesterday, it was all there. Apparently, Scrivener had shut down strangely. What I did to try to figure out where the words might have gotten lost from, because of course I didn't do a backup yesterday. Why would I do a backup yesterday? I went through scene by scene by scene, copied everything, pasted it into a Word document, and came up with a different number, which was a lot more like what I was expecting. And then when I went back to Scrivener and rechecked the word count again, now it matched. I can only think that some of the scenes hadn't entirely rendered. That word probably doesn't make sense in this context. I'm thinking of the way when you're playing Minecraft and probably other video games, only certain parts that you're actively in render to a certain distance, and to be able to see beyond that, you have to run your character around to all the places, and then once it's all rendered, now you can see further. I feel like that's kind of what I did going scene by scene. So in case that happens to you and you think Scrivener is telling you lost a bunch of words and yet the words all seem to be there, try going through each of your little, whether you have it by scene, by chapter, by whatever, and see if that brings the words back into active memory for the computer or for the program. It's my little tip for the day. I had something completely different I was going to talk about, but maybe I'll do that later. But for now, I gotta get ready for work. I have so many things I want to talk about today, and I don't want to make this get ridiculously long. So I may end up chopping this up. So if you see me in the same outfit over the next couple days, it doesn't mean I wore the same thing every single day. It means I recorded a whole mess of stuff today and just chopped it up so that the days would not be, so today's would not be too long. Not what I was going to start with, but I am now going to start with talking about my word count tracker, which is coming along nicely. It's getting there. It is definitely where it should be right now. Heidi over at Listen, I Have an Idea, who I will link below directly to today's video, really liked this layout and took it to a whole different level. Made it her own and made it into a wall type tracker that is really awesome. You should go check it out if you are looking for some way to add a little creative touch to your word count tracking to help get you through the middle of NaNoWriMo. Maybe this will help, maybe hers will help, maybe between the two you'll get a completely different idea that is much more you, and run with it, in which case please do share it, because I'd love to see it. I can't take full credit for this design. I thought I knew who I had gotten the ideas from when I initially posted about it, I want to say during Camp NaNoWriMo, one of the camps. Last year I had seen somebody who did a leaf tracker and somebody who had done sort of the stepping stones tracker, although theirs were, I think, rectangular. And I combined them because I liked them both. The way I've been using it is I actually didn't the days are blank other than their date until I get to them. And then I'll put how many words I did that day. So yesterday I did 1,212 words, which brought my total to 26,403 words. So there's how much I got done that day, and then what my daily total is, which is not entirely necessary because there is the tracking right on the NaNoWriMo website, which I also fill in obsessively. Wrote 5 more words, gotta update. Maybe not quite that bad. But I do like having something that will still be with me after Nano is over, and that I can look back on when I'm doing future projects that might not be part of either NaNoWriMo or Camp NaNoWriMo. Because I'm not sure if you have access to the NaNoWriMo website outside of November. Maybe. I didn't try after last year, and I switched usernames, so there's no continuity between the 2 years anyway. So that's how mine works, and go check out Heidi's to see the one that she set up. Again, if this gives you an idea for something yet again different, go for it. So the nighttime sprint got me about where I need to be, still a little ahead. My original goal having been 2,000 words a day. 28,000 words is where I should be on the 14th, so finishing up there on the 13th, not so bad. That does still mean I've eaten up a good bit of the cushion that I had been creating, because that was meant to be for Thanksgiving next week. But I'm not going to worry about that, because Emily, who I will link below, made a great point today that really, yes, we have this goal, and it is fun to race each other and to do various different challenges for ourselves to try to reach this 50,000 words in 30 days. Yes. But ultimately, what we really want is a daily writing habit. I'm doing that. Even days that have been really low in words, I still am managing to write daily. So I'm going to take that as a win, and I'm going to offer that to you too, even if you haven't managed to write every day. Consider writing just something, a word or two, so you can update that word count and see that it's inching up just a little bit. You can even borrow my 2 favorite words, and so. There you go. And so, ... Add 2 words to your word count. If you have a really indecisive character, you can do that a couple days in a row. And so, and so, and so. Because again, apparently, those are like the best words ever. Have a good one.